So I'm here with Alex Morton and Arthur Foley from Freshly Dirty, who have this insanely cool logo and artwork to talk about Mod 44, which is this thing. First off, how are y'all doing? Alex, how's your day going?
Hey, I'm doing good. Just got some hot tea going. Just hanging out in the bedroom, calling you from my dresser.
Arthur, you having a good day too?
Yeah, doing great, man. Looking
So
forward to chatting about the yo-yo.
before we talk about the Mod 44, tell me about Freshly Dirty.
Yeah. So in 2016, I was in in my hometown, very small town, on a back porch with a drill press, and it kind of all started from just inspiration from Jensen Kimmett and what he's doing with alternate return tops. He came up with a video. I can't find it anymore, but it was how to make a yo-yo for next to nothing. And through that video, real simple process of just cutting out pucks and putting some axles in them and gluing them up. And this is kind of what we came out with first. Just it's looks very, very simple, but it worked at the time, and that's kind of what got us off the ground. And then, yeah, fast forwarded to 2016, World's Yo-Yo Contest. Met up with Arthur Foley, and that's kind of where Freshly Dirty got its start, at a contest.
Yeah, so I had a little bit of background doing some design, just amateur hobby design stuff, and Alex and I teamed up and decided to make a couple yo-yos and got some good reception and worked with some brands like Radical C's back in the day. And really, for the last 4 years, we've just been kind of building the team out and trying to do new stuff that other companies aren't doing these days. Whether that's like D-bearings type stuff, we've seen a lot more of that recently, which is awesome. And now into 2021, doing a modular yo-yo, which hasn't really been attempted since the Corco standard or the split decision back in the day. So
I was kind of surprised. Just as y'all sent me this prototype, I also stumbled across just a bit of Corco history that I didn't even realize that they started off with a modular yo-yo, and I don't even know how I stumbled on that. But like, I mean, there's been y'all probably know the history of modular yo-yos better than me, but like, I definitely remember Bandai of Japan doing these like Hyper Dragon modular yo-yos that were just kind of ridiculous and maybe ahead of their time or maybe too ambitious. I don't know, but like there's been some throughout the years, and you know, Corco comes to mind in terms of I guess a metal hub with Delrin machined Delrin caps, and theirs was sort of more of like the kind of shape going all the way through, and yours is a little bit more about the rims. Let's talk about I guess this guy, the Mod 44. What makes it so special?
So really, this yo-yo, when we started the concept for it, it was not modular at all. So we really had this idea of what would it be like to take some inspiration from the skateboarding world and grind tricks, which are so essential to that art form, and how can we like turn that into kind of a new format for yo-yoing. So we had this idea to put a groove on the rim of one of these ball-bearing wooden yo-yos, and then from that idea, we said, okay, well, let's do a metal prototype of this. Let's take it a step further. And as we were messing with the design a little bit, we came across, okay, well, what if this rim it's kind of gimmicky? You can get your string caught in it if you're not trying to do a trick with it. So what if we do a prototype that has a removable part on the outside, which creates this little groove to do a grind trick on. But then when you don't want to do that, you can pop off this extra rim and have a slimline responsive metal yo-yo. And then so from there, we had that prototype, and I was at Georgia Tech at the time, which has access to some 3D printers on campus, and I was able to print some components, like extra rims with the printer there, and kind of mess with this O-ring type design. And then from that, we decided to go like full on with the modular and bring the base size of the yo-yo down a little bit. So you'll notice this prototype is much larger, but you don't have as much freedom with the shape of the actual yo-yo. And so then we brought the diameter down and created much larger rims for it. And then this was a design we were really happy with, and decided to kind of flesh out that and create 3 rims that we thought were all equally high performing, and made that as our kind of base offering for the Mod 44.
Yeah, I've got the rims here. I like how snugly they fit in the package. It's always nice when you kind of open a package and something just kind of like, yeah, press fit kind of falls out or whatever. And these two sets are not the ones that came on the yo-yo. I actually haven't taken my yo-yo apart yet. but we kind of have like what I say is sort of like a Viper. That's an old school reference, but like yeah, a little bit more of an edge and a little bit more rounded, with kind of maybe a higher inner wall. And then the one on here, it looks like that's significantly smaller. So these are probably heavier rims. Do you have like names for the sets of the rims that come on these?
Yeah, so we've been talking about that within the team of whether we want to have a proper name for them. And one of the biggest concerns with that is that we're already working on the next set of rims. So these three are just kind of the beginning, and we're going to have a whole new set that's going to come out early this year, including the wide variety of 3D printed rims that we've come up with, as well as the free files that are available for the community. So we haven't quite come up with a good naming convention yet for what's going to keep these separate and, descriptive. But for now, we're just riding with small h, big O, that kind of thing.
I was really, I think the thing that most appealed to me about this was the 3D printing aspect, which I don't have a 3D printer, but that seems to me like more than like, I mean, it's not like in the middle of kind of like going out for the day, I'm going to switch yo-yos or hubs or I guess rims. But the idea that I could like maybe customize my own yo-yo and have a one-of-a-kind yo-yo kind of using your system, that sounds pretty cool. What's kind of the coolest thing you've seen with 3D printing and the Mod 44 so far?
So right now it's really been limited to just our team. So as the release is coming up, it's actually on January 29th, which will be in the rearview mirror by the time this airs. But we've got the files that are up for free on our website, freshlydirty.com. But just from the experimenting that we've done, we've come up with all sorts of stuff, really trying to mess with some flat cap designs. Mm-hmm. That's something I think has a lot of promise, as well as different materials. So if you have any experience with 3D printing, PLA is kind of the base starter material to use, but there are some other materials that are flexible that are available widely. So like this is called TPU, and this rim is squishy. So yeah, that's even closer to the old Henry's Viper stuff.
Can I see that up a little more?
Yeah.
I just love yo-yos with holes in them, and 3D printing, you're not limited to having to run it on a lathe.
Yeah, there's really the design possibilities for 3D printed rims are huge. Not limited to any of the traditional manufacturing methods that yo-yos typically are.
So Alex, I haven't taken my yo-yo apart yet. I've seen you kind of do it while we were chatting. Walk me through what the process is here.
Yeah, so the easiest thing to get these rims off is using your two flangeable devices that you were gifted with. Grab a friend, grab some tools. Don't grab any hard tools like a wrench, so that the way not to damage the hub. But find a soft surface to do this on, and you would be putting your two innermost thumbs inside. It's kind of hard for me to describe. Inside here, and then kind of pulling back. Mm-hmm. You could do with one thumb and then pulling it off, kind of twisting it and popping it off. Wes Shuck, he's on our team. He just created a video that we're going to be posting here shortly. So that it's a really informative video that he made, and it's going to kind of describe the process in more detail. To get it back on, you're going to want a level surface like on a tabletop, and then not to get frustrated, take it real slow. Use both thumbs on the hub to kind of pop into this first position that's not over the O-ring, and then work its way and turning the yo-yo and pushing in the thumbs on the catch zone.
But yeah, so y'all were talking about like grinds and stuff. So the idea would be, one idea would be that you have this yo-yo and you take the O-rings out.
So not necessarily with this. We've kind of moved away from that idea after being able to test it with these 3D printed parts. But really, I mean, that grinding concept is tough to balance, because if you have a large diameter that you're trying to grind on, that means there's more friction because you have more of the yo-yo that's spinning with the string. But on a smaller diameter, you don't have really enough stability to get a good grind off. So we definitely got to tinker with it a little bit more. But yeah, popping the O-rings off does kind of resemble that same shape on the hub for the Mod 44. So I encourage people to play around with that once they get them in hand.
Yeah, Alex, I see that yo-yo. I totally see what y'all are talking about there. Was that yo-yo released, or is that just another prototype?
This was like the very first. This was made on a drill press in a shed, and this is kind of what we kept passing this wood yo-yo back and forth through the team, and our kind of this kind of fun gimmicky play around with it was to catch the string while it was spinning in that groove, and it would kind of have like a gyroscopic effect, or if you're one drop stump peg where you grab the string and it would turn almost like a gyroscopic flop. And then just passing this around the team spawned the idea of the modular design of how we can incorporate different shapes and rims and caps on a yo-yo by using an O-ring. So the possibilities that came from this one wooden yo-yo turned into what we have today as the modular 44.
Yeah. Well, this is cool. So the Mod 44 launches January 29th, which will be tomorrow as we're recording. And it comes with 3 sets of rims and 3D printing files so that you can kind of print your own. You all said that you're working on the next batch of rims. Are those going to be like a plastic material as well?
Yeah, so we are looking to add at least 2 new machined Delrin designs to our lineup of rims, as well as ordering a kind of a smorgasbord of other prototypes that we have varying levels of confidence in. But that's part of the fun of this, is that we can order lots and lots of prototypes and have this one platform to test everything on. But yeah, at least 2 new rims will be coming out sometime in the spring, early summer of 2021, as well as most likely a new hub that's going to also fit all of the existing rims. So really 2 degrees of freedom on the shape and the weight and the overall experience with the Mod 44.
We get the one thing that we're really excited about for this yo-yo is the possibilities of, once we get back to contests, you get that trading card aspect of these rims at a contest, where if we provide mod support for this yo-yo in the future and continue and see what the people in the community create on our website, with the downloadable 3D printed files, we want to put this into the community's hands from a contest perspective. That's where we got our start as Freshly Dirty, hanging out and trading yo-yos and trading circles, and the ability and the possibilities that we can trade different shapes and or even custom dyed ones. We're talking with Steven Fuentes really closely on dyed Delrin. Just all kinds of opportunities for art and color, and just kind of DIY aspect, paying homage to that old school mod community from like Mod Father, Mod Squad, Landon Balk back in the day with Worlds having like a mod division. We want to pay homage to that and just kind of bring that to today.
Well, thanks so much for sharing this with me. I'm gonna do. I think I'm going to do a giveaway for my Patreon folks, and legally obligated to open it to anyone outside of Patreon as well. But I'll have on my next video a place for people to leave a comment and just automatically get entered into a giveaway for this. But I hope that's okay if I do this as a giveaway,
Yeah,
yo.
absolutely.
Yeah, really stoked about this, and stoked to give one out, and really excited to see what people do. If people want to follow Freshly Dirty and kind of see, what's happening with these and the community, what's the best place to do that?
Find us on Instagram or Facebook. Instagram is just @FreshlyDirty, and our website is freshlydirty.com.
Well, Alex and Arthur, I really appreciate hanging out with y'all. And best of luck with this, and can't wait to see what happens with it. Cheers, y'all.
Awesome. Thank you.